TT Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with Charles. What's up, Charles? The Morning Madness Show. All right. J. Will, I am. Atlanta checking in. I see Moses Salas. What's up, Moses? LA. The home of the 2028 Olympic Games. 704 Liquor House Talk Network. Good afternoon from Charlotte. Willie Stevenson. What's up, Willie? Hell of a name, man. Hell of a name. Fayetteville, North Carolina. In the building. Head Buster. What's up? Fam, I'm going in. See if I can put up a pic of the homie right quick. You know. Yeah. Give me a moment. Here we go. All right, fam. All right. This is one 41-year-old New Jersey husband who was sentenced to 3 years behind bars after fatally punching an uncivilized mutt who had been harassing his family with racial slurs for months. Anthony Collins is his name. He pled guilty to manslaughter over an assault that took place September 18, 2023. Anthony and his wife were leaving a store when 70-year-old Robert May purposely ran his bike into Collins's wife. I said purposely ran his bike into Collins's wife. According to court documents, May had repeatedly harassed Collins and his children, calling them racial slurs. Collins punched May, causing him to fall to the ground, where he lay unresponsive, with blood coming from his head and mouth. He would later regain consciousness and went home after refusing medical assistance. However, police were told that he was acting erratic after the fall, so he was taken to a hospital where he died. An autopsy determined the cause of death to be blunt force trauma, and the manner of death was homicide. Collins argued that his actions were justified self-defense after having to deal with May's constant racial attacks. However, the judge argued that Collins was much younger and stronger than May, and that Collins should have called police instead. Collins is required to serve almost 31 months of the sentence before he is eligible for parole. He's already been in jail for 8 months. So in 2 years, he'll be back home. Okay, question, fam. Question. Do you think that Anthony Collins was justified in knocking out Robert May? Do you think he was justified in knocking Robert May on his ass? Give me a thumbs up if you say yes. Thumbs down if you say, nah, man, he had to do that dude like that. Man, 70 years old. He 41 years old. He got a whole 29-year advantage on that man. He ain't have to do that man like that. Who say that? Give me a thumbs down if you think Anthony Collins was not justified in knocking out the old man. Thumbs up if you say, man, that sucker got what he deserved. Let me see where y'all at. Let me see where y'all at with it. Abby up, LG up, is Polka Not Pity up, Deja Vu up, Big Bad, Kahuna up, Clash up, Nicole up, Willie up, Malvo up, My God up, Linda up. Okay, so it seemed like y'all, I think it looked like we all on the same page here. Listen, fam, I got a rule that I live by. One of the rules that I live by is you don't get to start a fight, get your ass whooped, and then play the victim. Can't do that. You cannot do that. And in most cases, a reasonable person would think that if you start a fight and you came out on the short end, you got whatever you deserve, you got whatever came with that. Because you can't control, once you put your hands on somebody, you can't control the extent that they're willing to go to defend themselves. Once you put your hands on a man's woman and you call his kids derogatory names, you ain't no victim. You're the instigator. And whatever you get, you probably had it coming. I feel nothing. I feel nothing. Because if he was that bold to harass that family for that long, to take his bike and purposely ram that woman, and knowing that her husband was nearby, then he's probably done that a lot of times. He was 70 years old. He's probably been an uncivilized mutt for a long time. It seems like the family was not too concerned about really trying to punish old buddy, because they agreed to the sentencing. He was sentenced to 3 years, which is below the average for manslaughter. It looks like all involved, including the judge, really didn't believe that dude deserved to go to jail. But the judge seemed like he was operating on default. Default meaning, I gotta give the white man some justice. So I'm gonna give you 3 years. I know I shouldn't be any time. I know this is self-defense, but you should have called the police. The irony here is, if Anthony would have called the police, Anthony would have been the one who was most likely to be killed. Even though he was the victim, calling the police can get a black person killed, because the police are also on default to look at black people as the aggressor, look at black people as the suspect. When they come up on a fight between a black person and a white person, they on default, they become more aggressive toward the black person, even if they don't necessarily believe that the black person is the one who is the aggressor. Just on default, they're trained, their minds are trained to be disrespectful toward black people. So when they pull up, they don't even care who started the fight. They don't care who is in the wrong. They see black against white, they automatically on default try to protect the white person. And tell me I'm lying. Yeah, you might not like I'm saying this. You may not like what I'm saying, but you can't say I'm lying. There's way too many instances that are out there. I got case studies on this. How about that? All you got to do is Google. Just use Google. They on default to look at the black person as the aggressor. Remember that black dude in Texas? I think he was like around Fort Worth somewhere, where he was a Trump supporter. He was one of them. He was like a career young coon, just career type. Remember that dude? He tried to help a white dude. He was trying to help a white girl who was being beat up by her white boyfriend. Black dude tried to save her. He tried to intervene, calm it down. The boyfriend turns on him. They get into a scuffle. The police pull up and immediately get overly aggressive with the brother. Well, I ain't gonna say brother because all skin folk ain't camp folk. But with the black dude, the police get immediately aggressive with him and ends up shooting the guy who was trying to break the fight up. Ends up shooting the peacemaker, the Donald Trump supporter, the Trump supporter. The guy who got his end wake-up call, who thought he was special because he had assimilated. He thought he was special. Well, the lie detector determined that that was a lie. So let's get back to Anthony. Let's get back over here to Anthony. Anthony absolutely did the right thing. And he was punished for that. Anthony did what any reasonable, any sensible, any man with an ounce of courage would have done. He defended the home front. He defended his woman. He defended his children against an uncivilized mutt. And he was punished for it. Now, some people say, well, 3 years, that ain't bad. For murder, that ain't bad. That is bad when you're innocent. I could see if he was guilty. Yeah, 3 years, you got off easy. But if you're innocent, 1 day in jail is too much. 1 hour in jail is too much. 1 minute in jail, 1 minute in custody is too much. It's too long if you're innocent. Let me reiterate, fam. When you start a fight and get your ass whooped, regardless of your age, you don't get to play the victim. Seems like to me that ass whooping came 70 years too late. That's right. I said it. I said it. I'm going to tell you something, fam. If he's 70 years old behaving that way, if he was 70 years old behaving that way, imagine how long he had been behaving that way. His family probably thought like, damn, we thought it would have happened years ago. I don't even know how they get to live that long. 70 years acting like an uncivilized mutt? 70 years? And remember, fam, for months, it was reported not just by Anthony Collins and his family, but other people who witnessed the racial slurs being hurled at his children. They said at least over a dozen times over the course of several months, he had been calling the man's children the N-word. I don't know how he did. I don't know how he held on that long. I couldn't have done it. Couldn't have been me. I would have nipped it in the bud. Could not have been me. Absolutely could not have been me. Oh, yes, it could not have been me. No way possible. But, that's the risk that you take when you allow somebody to get away with violating you. Each time you allow them to get away with a violation, it only serves to embolden them. It emboldens them. They get more brave and brave each time they do it. This is why I am a strong believer in make an example out of people. Make an example out of them. So when I make an example out of him, it's not just for him, it's for the other ones who might have it on their mind too. It's for the rest of them. Now, I don't think I want to do that. I remember what happened to him. I don't want that to happen to me. Oh, I know how he get down. I don't want to try that over there. That's what that's for. He don't get no pass. 70 years old is not an excuse to behave like an uncivilized mutt. In fact, if you're 70, then you should have plenty experience in behaving the right way. You should have plenty experience on right and wrong. So he absolutely understood what he was doing. He absolutely understood right from wrong. He chose wrong. He woke up and chose violence. He knew what he was going to do, but he did not know what Anthony Collins was going to do. He did not know that. I can guarantee you, if he had said to himself, okay, I've been going after these N-words for the longest. I ain't scared of them. I don't care nothing about them. I'm gonna ram my bicycle into that N-word. And after I ram my bicycle into her husband gonna step up and bust me in the head. And I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall off my bicycle and bump my head. I'm gonna be bleeding from my head and my mouth. But I ain't gonna die right there. Get up. Paramedics gonna come. I'm gonna tell her I don't need no help. I'm going home. When I get home, I'm gonna realize that I really do need some help. They're gonna call emergency services. They're gonna take me to the hospital. And I'm gonna die 13 days later. See, if he had ran that through his mind, he would have never rammed that bicycle into that woman. So you got to stop all you bullies out there. All you uncivilized mutts out there. Stop thinking one track. Stop thinking just about what you're going to do. You got to start thinking about what other people might do. And just because you've gotten away with bullying somebody more than once does not mean that they're going to take your bullying for an unlimited time. It does not mean that they're going to allow you to bully them forever. Some dudes out there are abusive husbands, boyfriends. They're abusive. They whoop on their chick whenever they feel like it. They swing on her, pop across the head for anything. Sometimes they do it for a few months. Sometimes it lasts for several years. But invariably, the time comes when that woman says, I ain't taking this no more. And he's the most comfortable person in the world with this woman because he's been beating on her for so long. He's so used to her not doing anything, so used to her not ever giving him any type of physical challenge. He laying in the bed, sleep, snoring, chilling, just ain't worried about it. Next thing you know, pss, pss, out of here, just like that. When you start a fight and get your ass whooped, you don't deserve to be the victim. He was not a victim, but he did get victimized. Yeah, man. And the judge was wrong. This the judge right here, Guy P. Ryan. Wrong as two left shoes. He know damn well he should not have sentenced that man. He was wrong. But look at that little stanky look on his face. You could tell that he got that. He probably got it in him too. He probably used the N-word when he heard about the case. He's probably already using the N-word. But got to give a shout out to the lawyer, because the lawyer came through, Terrence Turnbach. That was Anthony Collins' lawyer. You know, he got his client, I think, probably the best sentence that he could get him under the circumstances. But he fought. He was in there squabbling. He was throwing. He made some really, really good points. One of the most strongest points that he made was that this dude had endured, Anthony Collins had endured, and his family had endured months and months of harassment from this guy. And even when he finally struck back, he only did it in self-defense. He only did it after this guy had threatened them numerous times, after this guy had rammed his bicycle into his woman. What was Anthony Collins supposed to do? He did what needed to be done. Anthony Collins is a hero. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a hero. That's him right there. You're looking at a hero. And he got that look on his face like, yeah, I did it and I'd do it again. Yeah, I'd do it again if you push me. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Yeah, that's what that's about. He got that look on his face like, I did it and I'll do it again if necessary. What man out there? I want to ask all the men out there. All the men out there. I want to ask every single man, even the men who are saying he was wrong. I want to ask you, if some dude rams his bicycle into your woman, your wife, calls your kids' names, has been calling your kids' names, and then sees your wife coming out of a grocery store and ram his bicycle into her body, are you going to sit around and wait and try to call the police, or are you going to take action? What woman would respect a man who did not take action? What woman is going to respect a man? What, all you ladies out there, every single woman out there, I'm going to ask you right now. If some dude, some irate, erratic dude rammed his bicycle into your body and your man was standing right there watching him, what would you expect your man to do? Would you get upset with him if he walked up to him and punched him in the face? Or would you expect him to, hey man, why'd you do that? Let's talk about it. Hey man, you've been harassing us forever, man. When you gonna back off? Come on, man. I don't want to fight you, man. Come on. Would you respect that? Would you respect him going to call the police? Hell, you can call the police. Salute to the lawyer again. Salute to the lawyer. Lawyer put in work. Salute to the lawyer. Thumbs down on this guy right here, the judge who gave an innocent man 3 years in prison. Thumbs down on him. Salute to this guy. Anthony Collins, a national treasure, a hero in my eyes. He did what any man is expected to do. He did what any real man would have done. It does not matter what the guy's skin color was. The only reason why this matters is because this guy we know was a racist. He was calling them racial slurs. But if this guy had been a black guy who rammed his bicycle into that man's woman, what would you have expected him to do? I'm going to tell you something, fam. Once you violate me, I see no color. I don't see no color. A violation is a violation. You try to come up in my house, I catch you on my property, all I can think of is protecting me and mine. I ain't got time to be thinking about what your nationality is, what your race is, or what your age is. The growth stops there. If you're just not joining the live, fam, this is Anthony Collins. Anthony Collins is a national hero, a national treasure. Anthony Collins did what women all over this country claims that they want men to do: stand up for them, defend their honor. That's exactly what he did when you had this guy named Robert May, 70 years old, who pulled up on his wife and rammed his bicycle into her body purposely. Before that, he was calling her kids racial slurs. After he did it, he called her and her husband, the guy on the screen right here, Anthony Collins, a racial slur. And then he got punched in his face and brought into reality. Then he fell on the ground, and that's when he said to himself, oh shit, I think I messed up. I done went too far. I done used up all my N-words for the month. Damn, they didn't tell me what came with this. My head hurt. Let me go home, get some rest. I can guarantee you that was the last time he used the N-word. His head was hurting so much he couldn't even formulate it. Couldn't even bring himself to say the word. The boy just wanted to get home, man, and try to just let the pain go away. 70 years old. Imagine how long he's been behaving that way. Imagine how long he's gone unchecked. 70 years old. The only time they behave like that, fam, is when they go unchecked. The first time they get checked in, typically you ain't got to even worry about it no more. It's just like a little badass kid who is out of control. The moment they go out and live with that uncle or that aunt that don't play no games, they turn a new leaf. Still tripping. LaMaxall, what's up? Trayvon Max Sellers. He got 3 years for murder. Typically, that's a low number. for murder. But that's a high number when you convict an innocent person of murder. Any number is high. A month in jail, a week in jail, 1 month. Hey, he should definitely, well, he can't appeal because he pleaded out. He can't appeal. Black man in the U.S. judicial system, it's going to be different. It's a different experience. You damn near don't know whether the crowd celebrate. Same thing with a black woman. You gave a 68-year-old black woman 9 years in prison for stealing some chicken, for stealing chicken wings. For stealing chicken wings, family. Yeah, it was $1.5 million, but that's not even a crime that you're supposed to go to jail for. Especially if you ain't never been in trouble. It's chicken wings. Give them some probation and restitution. Next case. Probation and restitution. How in the world does it benefit society to lock a 68-year-old woman up over stealing some chicken? How does that benefit society? You know, the number one job of a prosecutor is public safety. That's the number one job of any prosecutor is public safety. So how is the public more safe? By locking a 68-year-old woman up for stealing some chicken wings. How is the public more safe for locking up a 41-year-old man for knocking out an uncivilized mutt who died as a result of his injuries? How is the 41-year-old father and husband, a loving father and husband, who is an asset to the human race? We need protectors in this country. We need men who are willing to lay it out to protect their families, who put the protection of their family above any consequences that could possibly come his way. We need more men like Anthony Collins. If you know Anthony Collins, if there is a GoFundMe, let me know. I'm down to contribute. GoFundMe, you know, they kind of funny style though, because they'll let you raise money for these white supremacists. But then if a black person does something that they don't really agree with, that ain't really popular, and people are trying to raise money for that person because perhaps they put it on somebody, then they'll try to end the fund. They'll try to close it out. So perhaps we have to give funds in a different manner. Maybe we don't use GoFundMe. Maybe there's some other outlet, some other way to send money to the family. But when he gets out, he shouldn't have to catch up. he should catch in. And we need to come together and put some money, not just on his books, but put some money in an account so that when he gets out of, first and foremost, put some money on his books so that that money can take care of his family while he's away. But also, we need to give him enough money so that he can rebuild when he get out. Day one, when he gets out, we need to give him enough money to rebuild. And what this will do is this will create an incentive for other men to step up to the plate and not be so dogged by possible repercussions for their actions, for doing the right thing. We absolutely need to take care of this brother and all of them like him. Any brother like him, we need to take care of him. We need to make sure that we look out for them the way these uncivilized mutts look out for these white supremacists when they go out and commit egregious acts against society. When a brother go out and do the right thing, when he defend, when he use force to do the right thing, we absolutely need to support them financially, not just share the story. Everybody got something. You got $1. I don't give a damn what you say. You got $1. You got $1 to give. Everybody need to pitch in when something like this happens. Just us, Brian, you must just came in late to check out us. Just us. Talking about you can't unalive someone for a racial slur. 3 years is a slap in the face to the family. Should be life without. You uncivilized. You know what, man? You know what? I ain't gonna call you uncivilized, but you just slow. Didn't you hear me say? I didn't just say it, it's in the title. The dude hit his wife and called his kids racial slurs, and him and his wife racial slurs. But it wasn't the racial slurs that set the wheels in motion for him to lose his life. It was the fact that he rammed his bicycle into the man's wife. Now tell me what you would have done. Just us, Brian. You would have let a dude just ram his bicycle into your woman and not done anything? You gonna just sit back and go run and go try to get into a safe place and go call the police? Or you gonna take action on the spot? What would you have done? Now, to be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised if some of these cowards out here would say, I'll just go call the police, man. I'll call the police. I ain't finna engage because it's just make things worse. And yeah. Nah, fam. Nah. He did the right thing. He defended his family. This was self-defense. And this man should be at home. Mike Dan, what up? Miss Jazzy is in the house. What's up, Miss Jazzy? Mike C. Mario Gibson. That is my time. I appreciate y'all joining the live, fam. A few more shout outs. Dodge Morningstar. What's up? Christy McLaurin. D. Lace. Gary Quinlan. Chuck Wagon. All right, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go, Anthony Collins, I owe you something. I ain't got no problem with that. No more talk.